Mr. Puzzles as an SMG4 antagonist feels like such an anomaly. Most SMG4 villains usually leave the overarching antagonist spotlight, whether by dying or reformation to an extent, or bullshit like Lawyer Kong, after the story that revolves around them as an antagonist ends. But even after the seeming end of Mr. Puzzles' story twice, he gets brought back yet again this year in an antagonistic role. And at this rate, I think it's starting to be beyond comparable to Niles. And at least, lengthwise, he's starting to veer into comparability with SMG3. And honestly, I think it would be very lame and concerning for his character to go down that path, for reasons I'll get into later in this video. But before that, why exactly has Mr. Puzzles been kept around for so long in the first place? Well, I think the simple answer is a mix of popularity, build-up, and him being the protagonist of his own story. But sure, the build-up to Niles didn't exactly stop him from being killed off permanently anyway. But what about Mr. Puzzles' storyline throughout the SMG4 series? Well, in my opinion, during the Puzzlepark arc, I think that the Mr. Puzzle-centric episodes were very good. But at the same time, to me at least, I'm not a fan of Wpnz 2024. Maybe it's because the SMG4 gang take the protagonist role from Mr. Puzzles in his own story. But in terms of the concept of Mr. Puzzles being the big bad that the TV saga built up to, was a good starting point for his character. But afterwards, they brought him back due to his popularity to be part of the OK Meme Factory arc. But even back then at that point with his return, it to an extent felt like Mr. Puzzles was being overexposed. So during the Meme Factory arc, Mr. Puzzles was given a fresh new spin on his character, where he was the protagonist of his own story. And in that story, he grows attached to a friend who he eventually loses. And I think that basis of his character, that's followed up on in the Mr. Puzzle-centric episodes that lead up to Wpnz 2024, is what made the character work at the time. But after Wpnz 2024, his character eventually returned in a pretty solid arc and movie. And even now, at the time of recording this, his story still isn't over. But at what point does it feel like he's overstaying his welcome though? Well, as of recording this at the moment, he's currently living the mistake of betraying an ally, and his main goal is to make up for it, specifically with Mr. Wpnz and Tomb. So what kind of status quo for Mr. Puzzles' character should this lead to? Well, I definitely don't think that Mr. Puzzles should redeem himself with the SMG4 crew, because we've already seen 3 other characters essentially go down that arc, and doing it yet again would just be repetitive. Plus, I just don't think it would really work for his character. So what I personally think should happen is that Mr. Puzzles should make up with and become legitimate friends with Mr. Wpnz and Tomb, and become an anti-hero to the same extent as Mr. Wpnz, because they would be properly teamed up and actually aligned this time. Which essentially means that Mr. Puzzles wouldn't go out of his way to be antagonistic towards the SMG4 crew, but he still wouldn't inherently be allied with them either. And ideally, I think his role as an antagonistic protagonist should eventually be passed down to Mr. Wpnz, which could also be done if Mr. Puzzles gets killed off permanently. Anyway, if you've reached to this point of the video, I've been thinking about making videos talking about things other than solely Roblox Piggy on this channel, but as a little bit of an update, this video was originally going to be part of a scheduled slate of videos following a channel direct, and I feel like by the time I released that direct, this video would have probably been outdated due to Wpnz 2025 coming out quite soon, which is why I've released this video earlier than expected. And once I've uploaded that channel direct, I expect to be uploading a lot more videos like this on this channel. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and bye!